Up next, how to keep toxic emotions from ruining your life. Are your emotions getting the better of you? In today's Talk Takeaway, our next guest says that we're often our own worst enemy when it comes to making positive life choices. His new book is titled Your Killer Emotions: The 7 Steps to Mastering the Toxic Emotions, Urges, and Impulses That Sabotage You. Please welcome Ken Lindner. Hi, Ken. Now, Ken.
Yes.
You say that we don't spend enough time thinking about the emotional components of our decision-making. What does that mean?
Well, Julie, over the past 30 years, I've counseled thousands of people to make positive life choices, change the behaviors that need changing, and also develop positive self-esteem along the way. And one thing I've learned is that if you make a life choice when you are angry, when you're sad, when you feel disrespected, when you feel hopeless, oftentimes you'll opt for a quick fix to make you feel better for the moment, but that life choice in all likelihood will be self-sabotaging. So I wrote Your Killer Emotions to help people master their emotions and make positive life choices.
So can you say the first step is to identify your personal emotional triggers? What are they?
Well, Cheryl, here's a good example. I was an obese child growing up. My dad worked all the time. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, so I intuited my mom must love me, my dad didn't. So I would binge eat. Every time I went into an emotional funk, I would eat everything around, and I was really, really heavy. And then one day I decided, you know what, the way I'm going to bond with my dad is by being a better athlete, because on the one day he's off, he's athletic. So I needed to lose weight. There was a girl who I had a crush on in school. She viewed me as the class clown, but didn't view me romantically. And I also wanted to fit into the really thin jeans that other cool kids could wear. So my personal emotional triggers were my dad's love, getting that girl to pay attention to me romantically, and fitting into clothes I couldn't wear. So what I said to myself was, am I going to have this food and have the momentary pleasure of having the food and then remain the fat pig, really impotent to change my life? Or am I going to forego the food, get my dad's love, get this girl to pay attention to me romantically, and fit into the clothes that I wanted to wear? And when I framed it in that way, my personal emotional triggers were so strong that they led me to stop eating fattening foods. And to this day, those triggers keep me thin, and that's what Your Killer Emotions talks about.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, you also remind people to evaluate the consequences of their actions, both the bad consequences and the good ones. So explain that to us.
Well, Julie, here's the thing. We are a quick fix, immediate gratification society. So what happens is we think about the now, but we don't think about the consequences. Had Lance Armstrong, had Arnold Schwarzenegger, had Tiger Woods thought about the heinous consequences of their alleged acts, they probably would not have committed them. Conversely, if you could think about the amazing things that you can secure by making a great life choice, that hopefully will catalyze you, fuel you, compel you to make a great life choice.
Now, this one I love. You suggest making a blessings list. How does that work?
Well, oftentimes when you are enveloped with emotions or in emotions, you can't think straight, and you are amped up when you're angry. So what happens is you need to dissipate the potency of those energy charges, and things such as love, gratitude, appreciation, oftentimes melt a hardened heart like rock salt melts ice. You want to put, as Jackie DeShannon once said, a little love in your heart. It will help dissipate those amped up emotions.
All right, and finally, it may sound simple, but it's so important. We have less than a minute left. You say get plenty of rest.
Yes. Well, it's so important to make a cognitively clear decision. You don't want to be emotionally off balance. And when we're tired, when we have too much caffeine, when we're stressed out, all of this I talk about in Your Killer Emotions, you do not want to make a life choice because you will probably make one that will be self-sabotaging. So what you want to do is you don't want to make a life choice when you have alcohol, when you have any kind of drug, when you're tired, overstressed.
There you go. Ken Lindner, everyone. Ken, thank you so much.
Good to be here.
To read an excerpt of Ken's book, Your Killer Emotions, go to thetalk.com. We'll be right back.